Alicia, this is such a funny film. I thought Tim Travers was just a little bit insane. Maybe a
A lot,
genius.
a
I can't
lot.
was there something about this premise, Stimson's script, or even your character that drew you to be a part of this film?
All of the above. I genuinely, when I read this script, I was like, this is going to be so confusing or an absolute masterpiece. And I'm really glad that it's in the masterpiece category because it's so funny and quirky. And like, I was like, I don't understand how these pieces are going to go together with Tim playing like dozens of versions of himself. Like it's one of those things that is just a delight. And when I read it, I was like, I have to play this. And I love the fact that my character Delilah is not a typical kind of woman romance character. Like I would never have said yes to be like, oh, girl, she's flawed and real edgy, and the plot goes in ways you do not expect, and that's what I love. Like I'm kind of tired of movies and TV right now. Like a lot of the times we're just like, oh, I know what's going to happen next because everything's following a lot of formulaic stuff, and that's what's refreshing about this movie. It's hilarious, it's cerebral, it's surreal, and you go out, you leave going, wow, that was a ride.
It's sort of like this amped up version of Back to the Future, this like mad scientist version of the movie, which I thought was super hilarious. I mean,
hmm
I'm curious as to what is it that if they talk to you, if Simpson talked to you about it, that initially drew Delilah to Tim.
I think she is a sad person inside. I mean, if you want to get really down to it, she's a sad, lonely person. She gets in her own way. And I think we all know people like that. And so, she's not where she wants to be. And she doesn't want anybody else to be where they want to be because she's kind of a little bit spiteful. Like, it's really fun to play a character that's so flawed but real. And it was, Stimson on set really encouraged experimentation, like really finding the character and working with Sam Dennings, who plays so many different versions of himself. It was just like a masterclass in acting. And it kind of just is like, well, he's doing it. Let's just let it all go and get it out. So yeah, the script is wildly funny and just crazy. And that's the appeal of it. When I've sat in film festivals and watched it with an audience, you could just tell it's like a ride at a theme park. You don't know where it's going, but you're like, I am here for this.
That's exactly how I would describe it. You don't know what's going to happen next. And I'm curious, did Stimson allow you all to improv much since you and everyone else on this film have such a comedic background?
The good thing is that Stimson is such a good writer that we didn't really need to. Like it was there on the page. And that's what I really love about it. It's very quick, quippy dialogue and everyone's like on top of each other and we're just having fun delivering it to each other like we're in like a, 30s screwball comedy, but we're kind of dealing with, existential life questions as well. And all the other actors were just so good. Yeah, it was a delight. And it is a low budget movie, but you really can't tell. And that's really a testament to the quality of like the
Right?
post and the CGI, and the editor deserves all the awards because my God, I can't imagine how he put this.
Whatever they did, there's some alchemy that came together to make this
Mhm.
insanely looking like I'm serious, a Back to the Future level budgeted
Yeah.
film. Like it's just incredible. What was it like for you seeing multiple Felicia Days on screen at one time?
I mean, I had never done the Parent Trap thing before, but when I finally saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, it's seamless. It was such a delight. It really was. And I got to do some stunts, firearms, I drop a lot of F-bombs. So I got to do the gamut of what I actually do in real life, aside from the firearms. It was incredible. So yeah, I don't understand how Stimson pulled it off, but he did, and I can't wait to see what he does next.
What were some of your favorite scenes to film?
Well, the ones outside I hated because I am not a snow girl and it was snowing in Spokane to the point where I couldn't leave between the days. There was a gap of like 5 or 6 days and I couldn't go home because they were like, we don't know if the planes are going to land properly with all the snow. And I was like, what are you talking about? So I just stayed in my hotel room, sort of like terrified of the ice and snow outside. I ended up working out a lot because I was bored. So I use the hotel gym, which I never do, believe me. But no, it was the stuff in Tim's sort of mad scientist lair was so fun. And the set, I don't want to give any spoilers, but like it just looks expensive. And you know what it reminded me of is that I went to the Star Wars archives once and I saw all the original sets and from the original Star Wars, and I picked something up one and I was like, oh, it's like a bomb they use in Empire Strikes Back. And it was like, oh, that's made out of Dixie cup. And I was like, what? So like you got to make it work. The law, the end of the day, you just make it work, and they definitely made it work on Tim Travers.
Well, you are queen of sci-fi. I think at this point we've all officially know that you've been a part of a number of incredible projects, and I think this is just another, tip of the hat to the wonderful sci-fi projects that you're
Oh, thanks.
always a part of. Did Stimson gush a little bit on set that
I mean, he was a fan of mine before. In fact, back in the day, I inspired him to make his own web series. So that's like a really testament. I mean, listen, I feel like other creators really like me, and that's how I get jobs. The institution of Hollywood could do without me. I get it. But it's writers who write me parts, people who love what I do, who want to be involved. And that's the best kind of people, because they're there for the work and the art and creating stuff that makes people laugh and makes people feel. And that's, again, that's great art. So I don't know what to say. Like, it's just a great movie. I really hope people take a chance and go see it in person because seeing it with other people is like a wild ride. Like I said, it's like you don't know. Where are we going now? I want to go. I want to do it again.
That's right. I was watching it by myself and there were people going like, "Are you okay? Because I hear noises in there." I'm like, "No, it's gonna it's
I
gonna
love it. I love it.
What are the other projects you've been busy working on, Felicia, besides raising a child?
I have another short film that's been going around produced by George R. R. Martin called Ugly Chickens, and that's won many, many awards. It's a little more on the serious side, but it's an incredible project, adapted from a short story. I have several things I can't talk about. I have a graphic novel that's coming out next year. I can't really talk about, and I'm working on a Guild reunion movie, which I think has a lot of people excited.
Not
So I,
much. You know,
I
you
mean, that's like half of it. But I then I'm like, oh, I'm not doing anything. This is my problem with myself. I get it. I'm getting better, but
Well, as we touched on, you're sort of queen of sci-fi. You've been a part of a number of iconic series and movies and all sorts of wonderful projects. What would you like to say to people who continue just adore you and adore the work that you put out and sort of
oh,
it's the wonderful distraction you give them and the smiles you provide them and the laughter you leave with them?
I mean, I just want to thank them for supporting my work. It's never easy. I always do things the hard way because I won't take no for an answer and I won't kowtow to other people's, needs when it comes to creating stuff. I'm like, I know that this project's going to be great, and if you can't give me budget for it, I'll figure out how to do it another way. I'll do it in print, I'll do it in audio, I'll just make stuff. And I couldn't do that without the privilege of having fans support me, buying my books, just following me and enjoying what I do. I'm a weird person, and I'm not for everybody. I'm kind of like, I don't know, a weird flavored ice cream that only 10% of people ever get, but then those people really love it. And I'd rather do that than be loved by everybody. I mean, honestly, I just want to, the good thing is the people who like my work are people I want to hang out with. And so it's pretty much the best career you can imagine.
I'm one of the 10% who just would
Oh,
squeeze you and
thank you. I appreciate
and
that so
share and
much.
revel in the wonderful work you do. It's just, you have to know this is what you were meant to do because you bring so much goodness to the world, so much
Thank you.
craziness to the world, but good
Yeah.
crazy.
Thank you for saying that. There've been many times where, especially I was trying to get things made in Hollywood and trying to go the traditional route, and it's just been time after time just not fulfilling and more frustrating than anything. And I always am like, why don't you just go do that thing you love doing, which is closer to your fans, smaller projects, but like putting your whole heart into things. And that's the advice I give people who are creators. I'm like, if you can't get over the hump, you're not finding why it is that you want to make it, right? You need to have your ideas be important to get them into the world. Otherwise, it's just too hard. Let's be honest. So thank you for saying that. I appreciate it.